Today's I think it's Thursday. It's the 2nd of April. And it's now, what time is it? It's like 10 past 10. Where to start? Well, today, I know where I'll start. Today is my sister's birthday, my youngest sister's birthday. I love her so much. She's literally so special. She always supports me. She never judges me. She encourages me. She inspires me. She's always honest. Not just to me, but with me about who she is. She gave me my first niece. She's about to give me another niece. She's held me and supported me. I love her so much. I just really hope that she had a really nice day today, even though it was, that she was in isolation and I didn't get to see her. I tried to make sure that some nice things happened for her today. Yeah. So today is dedicated to her, and she deserves beautiful blessings. She really does. And well, let's start the day the way that I started. So I woke up in the morning and I did need to take my anxiety medication. But I took it at 7 o'clock. Instead of waking up at 6 to take it, I took it at 7, which was nice, but and we spoke. I jumped onto, well, I actually spoke with her last night as it was turning 12, so it was nice to be able to be the first one to say happy birthday to her. But when I woke up this morning, I got up, I kind of rolled over in my bed this morning. I logged on to a meditation group meeting and it was really nice. It was a special kind of meditation compared to what they usually are. It was guided, but it was a guided chakra meditation, and that was really nice, just going through grounding, connecting my energy to the earth, and then working my way up through my chakras. It was really, really good, and I'm gonna do that tomorrow because this morning it was just perfect. It really helped me to start my day good. So I got up and I actually felt like I was ready to tackle things I was scared of today. I had done my meditations. I'd done a second meditation, and then I got dressed and I went to the pharmacy to pick up more medication, which was nice, because even though I was scared, I wasn't resisting. I mean, I was a little bit, but instead of resisting, I wasn't letting it. I wasn't letting the fear dictate. I wasn't letting the fear keep me crippled and housebound. Um, that was progress, big progress. Um, I've been scared to leave my house, and I didn't even realize how scared I'd been. I mean, I knew, but I didn't realize. And I went, and then I went to pick up a few supplies. Got myself some more fruit and vegetables, and some bread, water, and I got myself some chocolate because I like dark chocolate. Then I came home and I cooked. Well, I didn't cook. I toasted some pita breads and then blended some tomatoes and garlic. And then I laced the pita bread with olive oil, spread my blended tomatoes, added some salt and pepper, and I really enjoyed it. I made myself a smoothie. I made a banana and peanut butter smoothie. It was a protein smoothie with my supplements. That was nice. Actually, really nice. I really enjoyed it. I didn't put any of my mixed berries in, which I've been having mixed berries in in my smoothies for months. So it almost felt just habitually like if the berries weren't there, then maybe the smoothie wasn't as healthy. I almost said in my head, but it was great. It was just a different type of smoothie, and I really tasty. Obviously, I had like my ginger in there still. I know peanut butter, banana, and ginger, yummy. But actually, it worked. It was really nice. Then, what did I do? I showered, obviously, as soon as I got in. That always makes me feel like I've got some sort of control over what's going on. I can clean myself. So I clean, whenever I bring anything into the house, I disinfect it and give it a good wipe down with Dettol and Sephora. I've got like a little mix that I take out and spray around, and I use that. And I like the Sephora because it's different smells. At the moment, I'm mixing orange and cranberry scent, and it just sweetens that surgical smell. It's still there, the Dettol, but it's just a little less harsh. Then I got myself together and I made a few phone calls. I decided I was going to. So initially, yesterday I was looking at courses to add on to my herbalism course, and I was looking at nutrition and health initially, but then I came across a oh god, I forgot what it's called now off the top of my head. It's essential oils and essential oils is the plus of it. The bulk of it is, oh my god, why can't I remember? I'm tired, that's why. It's because I left it too late. Anyway, so I don't think I'm going to do the nutrition and health. I think aromatherapy and essential oils. I think I'm going to add that onto the herbalism course. Also, I decided last night I was going to start my candle company back up again. don't know if I mentioned that in yesterday's breakdown of the day in my blog, but yeah, I'm gonna do them. I'm gonna do them. So I think the essential oils and aromatherapy would be really good to combine with that alongside the herbalism, because I want to make natural based candles that are healing and helpful and therapeutic. And I think I want to incorporate that in with the love that I want to give to people and the help that I want to be able to give people. So yeah, done that. Then, massive step, because I've wanted to see my family for so long, I went to pick up some more food for my frogs, and then I went and done some washing at my parents' house. And it was an absolutely mixed bag of emotions, because I was so happy to just see them and be there. And my mum and my dad and my sister were all like doing things in the garden, you know, cleaning up the garden, moving it about, giving it a good spruce up. And I was keeping my distance best I could. And then my mum's got some really big plant pots, and one of them's like really low and wide but shallow, and my dad needed help moving it, and so I helped him. And obviously there was no like contact, but we was a few foot apart, and it made me feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit anxious. And then that started to make me feel a bit uncomfortable, and then anxieties began. Then, so I kind of moved away, and I started going through my own internal therapy. You know, he's well. We've both been isolated for an extended period of time. You know, logically, rationally, it's okay. But emotionally, it wasn't particularly okay then. So anyway, everyone's still doing what they're doing. I went inside for a moment, and my dad came in. I don't know if you picked up on my energy, maybe, but I wasn't even sitting on the sofas. I kind of sat on the side table next to the big cuddle chairs. It's a big one-seater. It's like a two-seater, but it's not. It's one cuddle chair sort of. And so I was sitting on the side table next to that, and my dad came and sat onto that chair. So now we're sitting relatively close, and I was like, oh. And in my head, what was going through my head was, you're too close. I don't want you to be near me. But not because I didn't want him to make me sick, but more of the fear of if I was to make him sick. Anyway, he was just sharing, and it should have been a beautiful thing, because he was showing me funny videos on his phone, you know, and that's my dad's way of sharing his happiness. And we laughed at a few videos, but I could feel myself kind of pulling away slightly and holding my breath, because I didn't want to breathe near him, out of the fear that I could be a carrier and not know it. And that's an awful feeling, to feel like I don't want my dad to be near me, because I love him so much. So it's hard. Because of the love. But So, I kind of diffused the situation, and I got up. And one of the therapists from Mind called me at a moment, so I took the call. And at first, I was just like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm fine. And then I thought, actually, this is a perfect opportunity to speak and talk about what's going on inside my head. So I explained to her, and she said, have you told him? I said no, and it made me realise I didn't tell him because I didn't want to make him feel rejected. I didn't want to push him away. And she said, well, why don't you, respectfully talk to him? I said, okay. So again, even though I was super scared, I done it. And I just said, Dad, look, I'm really sorry. I just, I've got a lot of anxiety about it, and I'm really worried about, maybe if I've got it, and I don't want to get too close to you in case I hurt you. This is the fourth happening, Dad. It's just like, it tears me inside. So my dad is such a beautiful soul. He said to me, rationally, he said, well, I've been at home, for over 7 days, and you've been at home for over 2 weeks. Neither of us are ill. It's okay. I said, yeah, I know. But it's something that I'm dealing with. It's an anxiety and a fear. And I'm sorry to kind of even bring this kind of energy here. And he's like, it's okay, like, don't worry. And my dad doesn't really show much emotions, but he was compassionate because he could see that it was hard for me, and they know that I'm really struggling, which is why they've been telling me to come to see them for the past week, and I just couldn't, from the fear. Anyway, then so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the washing sorted. I've been here long enough, I was happy. Then my sister turned up with her kids, because they're gonna be staying there now. It was really nice. It was really nice to see them and the babies. But it hurt because there's just so many people around me, and I started to feel really anxious about people being in close proximity to me, and I'm not wanting to hurt people. I just feel like there's germs everywhere, and I'm really trying to maintain my sanity and keep everybody around me safe. And then I just feel like maybe it was really selfish of me to go there, even if I'm kind of falling apart a little bit, and then it's my family that ground me. But I just felt like I internalized it and turned it back on myself. Anyway, I got my washing sorted, and I got myself together, and I went upstairs to get my jacket, which I had put up in the back room out of the way. But I had to take my sister's stuff up to that room, so I started to grab my jacket, and my mum came in, and so I again went against my fears and showed my mum my vulnerability. And I said, I'm sorry for how I may have been in the past, and that I'm actively tackling my emotional and my mental health. I feel like I approached the situation and really showed my my Achilles heel, and she received it. And then, in really bad timing and quite bad taste, tried to bring up something that was just not appropriate in that moment of my vulnerability, knowing where I'm at emotionally at the moment and mentally. And that was a kick in the cunt, for sure. So I got my things together and diffused and left and jumped in the car. And as I was driving home, I felt really numb about that particular situation with my mum, and I realised that it's not about blame for me anymore. Her issues are hers, mine are mine, and I think I'm coming to terms with accepting that sometimes people are just not who you maybe want them to be. This is what it is. It just is what it is. So yeah, and then got home, obviously showered straight away, and then I jumped on my sister's birthday Zoom call. We got like a bunch of the family, and 6 different screens, which was really nice, all over London. Got everybody to raise a glass, and we just had an hour on Zoom, laughing and connecting, which was really beautiful. And off at the back end of that, come off of that call, I jumped onto one of my MA meetings, and all the while I was really dealing with this internal guilt about going to my family's home. And today's been a day of guilt. I mean, it started last night because I had been watching the shark in my fish tank. It's a silver-tail shark. Be really aggressive towards all the other fish, and I felt awful because the other fish are, lovely fish, and this shark was just being really territorial and to the point where it started a few weeks ago, and it was just little bit, so I noticed it was picking on one particular fish, and then slowly it was like going for all of them, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and it had like a few growth spurts, and to the point where like the last 2 days it had bullied all the fish, and they were all just like hiding in corners, different corners of the tank, trying to like just be away from this shark where it was just dominating the whole tank. And so I ended up like catching it in the net, and I had it in the net, and I called around a few people to see if, you know, they would take the shark off my hands. Nobody could have it. And you know, everybody said, yeah, the aquarium's all closed. And I was like, oh fuck, what am I going to do with this fish? Like, it's literally killing all the other fish, like, slowly with fear. So I had it in the net, and then I had come to the conclusion that I can't keep it. It's either keep one fish and let that fish slowly bully and kill 10 or 11 other fish, or get rid of that fish. So I made the decision to get rid of the shark. And I could never bludgeon it and, you know, maliciously kill it, but I killed it. I put it down the toilet. And that brought on guilt, like really bad guilt, because that's a life, that's a fish, and some people might just be like, it's just a fish, but that's a life. And I played God with that life. That's not okay. I feel like that's a lot. So I was feeling really guilty about that. Then I you know, I managed to brush it away, and then today, obviously, again, guilt. So guilt is now a new feeling. It's like the most recent topic. And what I've noticed is with the feelings of guilt, I'm getting quite a lot of heart palpitations. Which isn't nice. So yeah, after, when I was on my MA meeting, and people were sharing, and it started to become really overwhelming for me. You know, and I sometimes often get a few like teary moments, but everybody was like, you know, being very vulnerable and sharing their experiences, and I was just falling apart a little bit more every single time. And then my friend tried to call me whilst I was in the meeting, so obviously I didn't take the call, but then she messaged me to remind me that you know, the clapping for the NHS staff and on all the workers was happening in 10 minutes at 8 o'clock. And because I missed it last time, I was really grateful that she reminded me. So the meeting actually got put on pause so that everybody could participate, and I opened all my windows, and hearing all of the cheers and the claps and the unity and the support really overwhelmed me. And then again, I internalized this massive bubble of guilt that, you know, there's people out there that haven't seen their families and they can't. And my flatmate is like on thousands of miles away from his family, and And I went 3 weeks without seeing mine, and then selfishly went to see them. And that was what was going through my head. And I just got really, really upset. And I was just crying, like really crying, sobbing. And my flatmate came out and he was like, what's wrong? And I explained, and I mean, throughout this whole thing, when I've cried and I've broken down and he's heard me, he's kept his distance, and he's respected the boundaries, and the energy must have been different this time, because he actually embraced me and held me. Touched anyone, or have anyone touched me in weeks. I haven't even been near anyone. I haven't been near anyone. It was so uncomfortable, but also really really needed. He just held my head against his chest. It was bittersweet, because I finally felt a human connection. But yeah, all I wanted to do was pull away. I just felt dirty. It's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible, horrible feeling to feel this way. And he said, and I told him how I was feeling, and he said, he doesn't care. We've both been really safe and really cautious, and he hasn't been near anyone, and everything is cleaned and disinfected all the time, and we don't bring anything in the house and when we do, it's always disinfected, because I'm like obsessed. I mean, he hasn't even been going out for his walks, because he knows that I'm really uncomfortable with anything leaving or coming back in the house, which is like a real lovely thing for someone to do, because he's isolating himself even more so for my benefit, because he knows my struggles. And again, he helped calm me down, and he sat and spoke to me and explained that I'm not to feel guilty, but I do still feel it. So yeah, and then I jumped right back on right at the end. The meeting had finished. I kind of missed it all because of everything I was going through. I managed to catch like 2 people at the end, and I gave some gratitude and thanks for them, because I actually caught both of their shares and their experiences and their thoughts and feelings, and they were both really beautiful things to share. So I gave thanks to them, and then came off. Then yeah, I just kind of I've laid in bed trying to calm myself, I've watched a little bit of YouTube. I've listened to some nice music. And I was speaking to my sister again about her day. And she asked me how I'd been, and I spoke to her about it. Not too much, because it's her birthday, and today's supposed to be a day about her. So I just let her know how special she was, and or how special she is, and how important she is, and how grateful I am to her, and I just shared some really nice words of love and gratitude. Yeah. So then I decided that it's probably best I record my day and make my video blog entry. So here it is. And it's now 10:45. So this is a 35-minute video, guys. Well, 35-minute me, because nobody ain't watching this apart from me. But yeah. What would I say to myself outside of how I'm feeling right now? I would say continue to love yourself. Be nicer to yourself. Be less judgmental, less critical. Be more embracing, accepting, supportive. Continue to be honest. Continue to feel your fears, but don't let them dictate how you live your life. You're strong. You're loving. You're supportive. You're kind. Yeah. Be the best you can be. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. Remember, you're a human, not a god. Not yet. Love yourself, but more importantly, love those around you. Love as much as you can. That's what you need to do. Continue to grow, continue to strive, continue to fight. It's all worth it. It really is. Oh, and don't be afraid to show emotion and vulnerability. It's okay. It's okay.